So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, we move on to our third panel discussion of the day, which is March of the Machines, Humans Outdated. For that, we have none other than Dr. Nitin Palavali, founding CEO, Moonex, who's going to be the moderator for today. Also, amongst the guests of honor and the ones who will be joining us in the panel, is Mr. Viral Davda, Executive VP and Head Technology, NCDX. Mr. Arun Prasad, Head Market Development Enterprise and FX Pacific Thomson Reuters. Mr. Virendra Mansukhani, Founding Director and CEO, Mansukh Securities and Finance Limited. Mr. Shubham Agarwal, Founder and CEO, Quonsap. And Mr. Ajit Singh, VP and Head Business and CSQ, Metropolitan Stock Exchange of India Limited. Gentlemen, if I may request you to kindly take the conversations on the stage. Well, seeing a lot of enthusiasm and energy in the audience right now. Thank you all for listening patiently to us. So, ladies and gentlemen, to felicitate Dr. Nitin Palavali, founding CEO, Moonex, may I request DK Agarwal and Siddharth Bansal to kindly join us on stage. Moving on to our next guest of honor, Mr. Ajit Singh, VP and Head Business and CSQ, Metropolitan Stock Exchange of India. And could I request Hemant Desai and Sundarajan to kindly join us on stage for the felicitation. Well, Mr. Ajit has done BE, MBA with PG Diploma in Investment and Tax Planning and carries work experience exceeding 25 years. He's known for his expertise in competencies, Master of Startups, New Initiatives, and Turnaround Management, Sales, Marketing, and Handling, Pan-India distribution of investment, insurance, forex products, and services. Ajit has worked with renowned corporations such as HSBC, HDFC, Max New York, Centrum Direct, Xerox, Hughes Telecom, and RPG Recog. Thank you so much, Ajit, for being one amongst the panelists today. So, ladies and gentlemen, with the brief introductions, we now hand over to our moderator, Dr. Nitin Palavali, to take it forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the brief introduction. Thank you, ANMI, for giving us a wonderful panel here and arranging this particular conference. Hearing from the exchange side again, so we would like to hear from Mr. Ajit Singh.
Now, what actually technology is heading towards, that AI is going to be completely like-to-like getting built on its neural network system side, and in terms of sensors, which it has to be incorporated and replace, or rather completely function as human being with a mind which has a high-speed resolution side. So which means if a trader is sitting at a desk, the trader ideally should get the information of entire market basket, and in the form of some pointers that this script, after analyzing entire market by way of a churning big data, that which script to be bought and sold, entire thing has to be happening automatically. So that will build a lot of efficiencies and will erase a lot of errors of judgment, which you do when you get the data by way of technical analysis, which has some delay over there. Second side, if I'm talking about brokers end, the robo-advisory, which is now a thing to be talked out, it is still evolving. So that robo-advisory has to analyze entire customer profile. It has to analyze market database which is existing, and then it should be able to supplement with solutions and has to be completely automated. Abroad, this is taking place rapidly, but in India, still the customers do not have enough confidence that this robo-advisory on its own can deliver the goods. They still want RM to visit the place and explain them if the deals are large. So in a way, we are as of now incurring cost of robo-advisory also and the cost of relationship managers also. Over a period of time, I see that if the intelligent systems are deployed by way of AI, the things can become completely automated robo-advisory.
So blockchain has been quite a disruptor in several instruments, along with, as Arun rightly mentioned, settlements and clearing. Whenever you think about plus one, plus two, one plus two clearing, which is a traditional industry standards, if you want to do a cross commodity, you may be looking at two plus one. So these things will go away coming down the line. It will be real time. When we say real time, blockchain may take 1 hour or less to settle. So in terms of clearing services, yes, they do have a real challenge. And in terms of crypto, blockchain is not complete without crypto. Some people say crypto is kind of Ponzi scheme, and there are a lot of people who say many things about blockchain and crypto, which clearly they don't understand. Whenever Bitcoin went 80%, 90%, which already happens with every single stock markets across the globe, and it bounced back much stronger. So there is some amount of intrinsic value in it for sure. In terms of the real disruption, what it will be doing will be the custodian businesses. So this is where, think about in the real world scenario, stock exchanges are not rich, custodians are. So if a custodian business is going to get disrupted, then there is a real problem. They are the people who control the money. So you may be hearing from the morning the people who are custodians telling crypto is not correct. So you make a judgment. And I would like to also ask the same question to Mr. Ajit, how blockchain and crypto will be used.
See, first of all, let me clearly state that blockchain is not only for the cryptocurrency, and it is I get to hear at times that it is unsafe. In fact, it is so beautifully encrypted with so many codes and hash that it is the safest medium to operate, but it definitely comes at a very high cost. As my friend was saying that Australia Stock Securities Exchange has already implemented blockchain, and one can use blockchain in tracking the supply management. Say, for example, if any product is made, there are a lot of arguments and decisions are made whether that product is made up of child labor, or if it is jewelry which is getting traded, if it is made up of blood diamond trade. So initially it gets tagged at the manufacturer's end, and then throughout the journey till it reaches the end customer, with blockchain, you can easily track the product, whether it is genuine or not genuine. In Spain, for voting, they find blockchain as the answer, which cannot be for electronic e-voting. So, which in India also we are planning to, we are thinking on that line. So, it is that secure that governments are planning to implement that it cannot be fudged or it cannot be hacked by the hackers so easily. Even in credit card transactions, one can detect the fraudulent transaction happening and overcome it if it is happening through a blockchain. So any data which has to be stored significantly and in a manner that, because the technology is, if it is read clearly, every time you touch a block which is a group of digits, then another set of blocks get created. So for anybody to hack full system of that particular block has to be hacked, which is very difficult because everything is so beautifully encrypted in a complex mathematical expressions. So it is secure and it is a way forward, and it is only not for cryptocurrency. So a lot of times when you see that people say it is not safe, which means they are coming across something which is actually not a blockchain but maybe a lookalike like that. Thank you.
Yeah, we have also heard, thank you very much for the explanation. So what we have learned is like the structured data, almost all the innovations have been done. And it's all about the unstructured data and the data which is available to mine. I would also like to get an opinion from Mr. Ajit to understand another exchange point of view.
See, when we are talking about structured data, unstructured data and semi-structured data, these are the three kind of classification basically. And in exchange environment or any big business when we run, this data comes at a very high volume, and the data variety is very, very wide. and the velocity of data is very high. So the intelligent machine should be able to process that and should be able to give the resultants. Now I'll give you, I'll just cite the closest example, which Virendra was saying, that in terms of agriculture produce, the entire weather forecasting for the agri across the world, in country India, region-wise, what would be the weather, what would be the crop conditions, what is the soil, how it looks like, and if the plants have grown, then the biggest trouble which our farmers have, that the pesticides, pests start eating the plants. So, and they come to know after a long time, since the entire disease of pest, they catch up with the plant. So, we have the companies which observe all these things as a part of big data analysis, and they throw the results so that farmers can be alerted on time as to what kind of harvest they are going to get. And even the commodity side of the business, which is dependent on the agri and non-agri both. So in the agri side, one can actually predict how is the output going to be this year, and then accordingly the tradings can happen. So the formalization of data in a right sense and the required technology to do that, it is an expensive affair, but large corporates world over are deploying. And in fact, JP Morgan is a very active player in giving such kind of reports on various industries by making use of big data analysis.
Yeah, so the message from the exchange side is clear. They have been implementing a lot of algorithms and making sure that the data, what they are providing is clean. Yeah, as a disclosure, we already do that one in Moonex. So blockchain has been a core for our company, that's where the starting point is. So as an Indian stock exchange, like Metropolitan Stock Exchange, what would you see? What are all the investments that could be happening, and what are the innovations you could see in the next decade?
See, in any financial institution world over, as my even other panelists have said, that technology is here to stay. There is no debate about it. But entire technology advent will happen through creative destruction, wherein the mindlessly old things will not be thrown out, but certainly to build in the efficiencies and effectiveness, the technological changes will happen. Just to talk about some industry patterns, it's been predicted that by 2030, all assembly lines in many major countries would be replaced by smart robots. And so for those industries, the one side, as my friends were saying, there could be a fear factor, but other side, the P&L will look smarter. And yes, when P&Ls look smarter, and ultimately with such industries being there, the stock exchanges have to gear up to make sure that the deliverables happen at their end with speed and technology, which is being needed. So the combination is twofold. One side, when the processor speeds are increasing day by day, even for picosecond, to increase picosecond speed, the manufacturers of processors are spending billions. On second side, the AI, whose subset is machine learning, coupled with technologies such as blockchain, big data analysis, and ultimately towards the advancement of robots, would be deployed at all the critical jobs which will be done across the financial market as well. It is here to stay, and we have to get up with the fact. Thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much everybody for joining us for this particular panel.
Check. Thank you so much to all our panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a huge round of applause.